Allie. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, so for our lesson today, we're going to be learning about ACT vocabulary. And vocabulary is important because it helps us to recognize words while we're reading them. And also, these are words that could possibly be on your ACT test that you'll be taking soon. So, what we're going to do first is I am going to read the words and the definition, and you just follow along, okay? Okay. All right. So our first word is adamant. Adamant means refusing to change an opinion. So now this is a sentence that I came up with. So I said the lawyer was adamant that his client was innocent. So to check to make sure that that sentence is accurate, I'm going to plug in refusing to change an opinion for adamant. So now I'm going to read that sentence again. The lawyer refused to change his opinion that his client was innocent. So it's not the exact same wording, but you can tell it still makes sense. So that's how I know that I used adamant correctly in this sentence. All right, now let's go to our next one. Our next word is dominant. Dominant means ruling or controlling. So the sentence that I came up with is humans are the dominant species on Earth. So we're going to do the same thing and plug in the definition into the word in the sentence. So I'm going to read it again. Humans are the ruling or controlling species on Earth. So you could use either word. So you could say humans are the ruling species on Earth, or you could say humans are the controlling species on Earth. And that sentence still makes sense, so that I know that I use the word dominant correctly in my sentence. All right. Our next word is frenetic. Frenetic means frantic or frenzied. So the sentence I came up with was, Mom was frenetic when she realized she left the camera at home. So for this one, I'm going to do the same thing and plug in the definition into the word in the sentence. So I'm going to read the sentence. Mom was frantic when she realized she left the camera at home. So I used frantic this time. This time I'll use frenzied. So Mom was frenzied when she realized she left the camera at home. Those sentences still make sense, so that's how I know that I use the word frenetic correctly in my sentence. All right. Our next word is bolster. Bolster means to support, strengthen, or fortify. So our sentence is Audrey bolstered her presentation by adding pictures from her trip to Canada. So now I'm going to plug in the definition into the sentence to check that I use the word correctly. Audrey strengthened her presentation by adding pictures from her trip to Canada. So by using the word strengthen, it still makes sense, so that's how I know that I use the word bolster correctly in this sentence. All right. Our next word is listless. So listless is indifferent or having little energy or interest. So the sentence I came up with was, when Amy had the flu, she felt listless. So now I'm going to plug in the definition into my sentence to check that it makes sense. When Amy had the flu, she felt of little energy or interest. So that sentence still makes sense, so I know that I use the word listless correctly in my sentence. All right. Our next word is pragmatic. Pragmatic means practical. So here's my sentence. My grandpa gives pragmatic gifts to each of the grandchildren. So now I'm going to plug in the definition for pragmatic in the sentence. My grandpa gives practical gifts to each of the grandchildren. That sentence still makes sense, so I know I use the word pragmatic correctly in my sentence. All right, our next word is jumbled. Jumbled is an unorganized mess. So our sentence says, the second grade student's desk was jumbled. So now I'm going to plug in the definition into the sentence to check that it makes sense. The second grade student's desk was an unorganized mess. That sentence still makes sense, so I know I use the word jumble correctly in my sentence. All right, our next word is inhibit. Inhibit means to hinder. So here's my sentence. Wearing a mask will inhibit the spread of the virus. So now let's plug in the definition into our sentence. So wearing a mask will hinder the spread of the virus. That sentence still makes sense, so I know that I used the word inhibit correctly in my sentence. All right. Now, our next word is languid. That means slow or lacking energy. So the sentence is, after being sick for several days, Cody was languid. So now let's plug in the definition into the sentence. After being sick for several days, Cody was slow and lacking energy. That sentence still makes sense, so I know I used the word languid correctly in my sentence. That's all of our new words for today, so now we're going to practice together. All right, now we're going to practice together. But first, we're going to practice our signal. So remember, our signal is a snap. So when I snap, that means you respond, okay? So we're going to practice one. Okay, so what color is our wall?
Gray.
Yes, our wall is the color gray. All right, and what day is today?
Monday.
Yes, today is Monday. All right, looks like we're ready to get started. All right, what is this word?
Bolster.
Good, this word is bolster. Now, what is the definition?
To support, strengthen, or fortify.
Yes, good job, Allie. All right, on to our next one. What is this word?
Inhibit.
Good, and what is the definition?
To hinder.
Good. All right, what is this word?
Adamant.
Good, and what does it mean?
Refusing to change an opinion.
Good job. All right, what is this word?
Dominant.
Nice. And what does this word mean?
Ruling or controlling.
Good. All right, what is this word?
Languid.
And what does it mean?
Slow, lacking in energy.
Nice. All right, what is this word?
Jumbled.
And what does it mean?
An unorganized mess.
Good job, Allie. All right, what is this word?
Listless.
And what does it mean?
Indifferent or having little energy or interest.
Good. All right, and this word?
Frenetic.
And what does it mean?
Frenzied or frantic.
Nice. All right, and what's this word?
Pragmatic.
And what does it mean?
Practical.
Good job, Allie. Okay, now that we have practiced together, you're going to practice on your own. So I have cards, and they have the definition on one, and some of them have the word. So what we're going to do is play a matching game and leave these turned down, and then you're going to match them like you would in a matching game, and you're going to line them up right here, and at the end, we're going to read through them together. And I'm going to lay these out, and then we'll get started. Sometimes I'm not good with paper. All right. Now that all of the papers are laid out, you're going to go ahead and match them and then lay them next to their correct word beside of you. Yeah, Allie, way to go.
One down.
You got it. That was a good one.
Thanks. I think this one's languid, but I don't know where it is.
You get so good on that.
I'm going to condense. Inhibit. No. That's another word.
Yay, you found another one. Good job, Allie.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Another match. I'll help you out.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. That's okay.
Two-hander.
Great job. Two more
Only
left.
two. This will be a tough one. This is right.
Yay. Way to go, Allie.
Thanks. Miss Meredith. Yay.
All right. So, now that we've got them all laid out, we're going to go through and I'm going to show you the word and then I want you to say the definition. So, what's the word?
Pragmatic.
Yes. And then our definition?
Practical.
Good. All right. The word
Frenetic.
and the definition?
Frantic. Frenzied.
Good. All right. Our next one. The word
Languid.
and the definition?
Slow. Lacking energy.
Good job. All right. The next one is
Bolster.
and the definition is?
To support, strengthen, or fortify.
Great. All right. Our next one.
Inhibit.
And the definition is?
To hinder.
Good. All right, next word.
Dominant.
And the definition is?
Ruling or controlling.
Good. All right. Next word.
Jumbled.
And the definition?
An unorganized mess.
Good. All right. Next word.
Adamant.
Good. And the definition?
Refusing to change an opinion.
Awesome. And our last one. What's the word?
Listless.
And what's the definition?
Indifferent. Having little energy or interest.
Nice. All right. All right. So today we learned 9 new words. And we learned the words, we learned their definitions, and we even used them in a sentence. So now we're going to review a couple of them. And don't forget to use our signal, okay? So what is this word?
Dominant.
And what does it mean?
Ruling or controlling.
Good. All right, our next one. What is this word?
Languid.
And what does it mean?
Slow or lacking energy.
Good job. All right, and the last one. What is this word?
Adamant.
And what does it mean?
To refuse to change an opinion.
Good. Great job, Allie.
Thanks.
Okay, so now that we're done with our lesson, I have homework for you. So for it, you're just gonna look at the word that is on the number and then you can write a sentence using that word. And I want you to think about the definition of each of the words that we learned today to write your sentences. So I want to say thank you for being so good during our lesson today and thank you for learning with me. All right.
Thank you.